Welcome to the Red Carpet Movie Review.
And today we're going to review Annabelle.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from Hollywood, California, welcome to the Red Carpet Review, starring the Showstopper, Shawn Valentino, also starring Rich Twilling. This week's special guest, supermodel Maddie Rose. Today we review Annabelle, Creation, live from the red carpet.
Hey everybody, this is Shawn Valentino, your host on the Red Carpet Movie Review. And today we're going to review Annabelle, Creation. Now, Annabelle Creation is directed by David Sandberg and it stars an ensemble cast. And it's the latest film of the Conjuring universe. And I've never seen any of the Conjuring films previously, and I hadn't even seen the first Annabelle film. So I had really no idea what to expect coming into this movie. I hadn't even seen the trailer. All I knew is that it was going to be about some type of demon-like doll. And the evil doll has been a trope in horror films for over 3 decades now, starting with the original Child's Play film. And I'm sure many of you who are fans of classic 80s horror movies remember that, or its sequels, which were all inferior films. But the original Child's Play is a cult classic, and I'm sure everybody remembers the line, "Hey, I'm Chucky, you wanna play?" That was kind of one of the classic horror movie lines of the time period. So despite not really knowing anything, I was kind of excited coming into this movie because this is a horror trope that really always works. And although the demon doll isn't exactly an original idea, it usually results in a fairly entertaining film. Now, this movie starts with the Mullins family and their 5-year-old daughter Bee, who they lose to a tragic accident. And eventually they're convinced to transfer the spirit of their daughter to this porcelain doll. And this is a note to all horror movie characters. Do not buy a porcelain doll, because as is predictable, the doll begins to haunt the family, so they have to lock it up in Bee's bedroom. And eventually down the line, this same family opens up an orphanage for young girls. And one of the girls, again predictably, opens up the closet and discovers this doll. And the doll begins to torment all the children. So this movie is really an amalgamation of all different types of horror movie tropes. The haunted house, the demon doll, the young children who are without parents that are lost souls. So all of these come together. We've seen this film dozens of times before, but when it's done well, again, it results in a pretty entertaining film. I found the cinematography and the set design to be excellent. And that's what this movie is really all about. It's really all about the mood and the atmosphere. Because again, you don't really have any big stars here, and you have a premise that's been seen many times before. And usually when you have a movie starring almost an entire cast of children, it generally doesn't result in a very good movie because usually the writing's bad, there's going to be some really awful use of humor, and it's just going to be kind of cheesy, and it just doesn't really work normally. But in this movie, all the child performances are excellent all around, and I think that's what really makes the movie, in addition to the use of sound, atmosphere, and tension. I think the performances by these kids and the relationship between them really got me invested in the film, and it takes it a step beyond your typical haunted house thriller. And one more thing that really works in this movie is the use of jump scares. And generally I'm not a huge fan of jump scares because often they're kind of contrived and they're forced in the movie. But in this film it really works. There's a lot of times that I just kind of jumped up in my seat in a good way. I thought that they did a really good job with some genuine surprises. And that added to the fact that you really care about these characters in this movie and you're emotionally invested in them. It makes those scares all that more effective. So overall, I definitely recommend this movie. If you're a fan of horror, you should definitely enjoy this. And I also recommend that you watch the rest of the Conjuring series before you go to this movie, the original Annabelle movie and the 2 Conjuring films which set this one up, because even though this is a prequel of a prequel, I think that you'll get a much more satisfying film experience if you watch the other movies first. And I kind of wish I had seen the other films before I went in to watch this one. But overall, again, I recommend that you check this one in the theater. And if you don't see it in the theater, definitely rent this or watch it streaming. And we here at the Red Carpet Movie Review like to rate our movies on a 5-star scale. And I'm going to give Annabelle Creation 3 stars on a 5-star scale. So right now we have one of our horror movie experts here. What did you feel about this red carpet movie review of Annabelle?
Exactly.
You can't argue with that expert opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button and press subscribe, and we'll see you next week on the red carpet.
Thank you for watching the Red Carpet Review. Proceed to click that like button and press subscribe for weekly movie reviews past and present. We'll see you soon on the red carpet.